Good morning, everyone. This is Anne Marie. Today, your real estate segment star. My guest today is Peggy Chien, an escrow officer with Central Escrow. And as you know, I sell houses. And when I sell a house and my client is excited because they found that house and they've written their contract and it's been accepted by the seller, we take it, or if I represent the seller and it's been accepted, the buyer and all have accepted each other's offer, then I take it to escrow. So I take it to someone like you, Peggy, and actually we are in escrow right now. So tell me, what does that mean? So when I take my papers to escrow, what does that mean?
Well, that means the beginning of a beautiful journey to make the buyer to actually have the house, the title transfer properly, and then we centralize all the documentation all the way from the very beginning until the very end. Make sure the property is properly transferred, the money is in escrow. We work with all the parties, including the lender, the title company, including the title records. And so it's all centralized in our distribution to parties for signature, for review, for signature, and when it's all finished, signed, properly signed and done, and it went back to escrow, we make sure everything is properly signed. Contract is a contract. Without the signature, it doesn't validate it. So we want to make sure everything is being properly signed.
So so we usually say, well, escrow is like the third party. So the seller and the buyer can put their papers there and nobody has to put their money in without the other getting the title. So you really kind of just hold everything for us there. So you have different roles. So like sometimes we sell houses and sometimes we sell condominiums. And can you tell us a little bit of the difference between a house sale and a condominium and what your extra services would be there?
Okay, so there's more work involving, in especially condominium. When you have a condo front house and there's homeowner associations involved and there's paperwork, additional paperwork we need to acquire from the homeowner associations to provide to the buyer for approval. Of course, these are lengthy, quite a few documents there is. No.
Yes, the homeowners do,
right.
And all that.
And we want to make sure the seller, sometimes the homeowner association acquires for upfront fees. For the management company, they have upfront fee required. So sometimes we need the seller's cooperation to get the fees submitted along with our request in order to have all the documents nice and quick to the escrow. So we can provide it to the buyer for review and approval. And that is a really important step. And so we need both parties cooperation, especially seller, need to give us the information right away.
And also, I think a lot of times buyers and sellers don't understand that even though they do a lot of paperwork up front and then we go to escrow, you have all these documents that you then provide the seller and buyer. So they have to sign all these escrow documents. And sometimes they have to be notarized. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. There's on the seller side, we have the grant deeds, and some of them might require affidavits, requirement by the title company for additional reviews. And so those documents need to be properly notarized. And the buyer side, we have a loan document need to be notarized when the document is already provided by the lender and into escrow. So we have to have buyer come in to sign and notarize. And we do provide the notary service in office, or we provide the so-called mobile notary. We also hire the...
That's such a helpful thing.
Absolutely. And it sometimes the mobile notary can go to your location, your time, not 12 o'clock midnight, but, reasonable time so people can have everything properly signed.
So what are some of the special services that you offer? So why are we so intrigued with you, Peggy, at Central Escrow?
Because we take our client, it's like personal. I personally feel like they need my assistance to have the proper transfer to get their dream home and to sell their beautiful house to our new buyer, and to move somebody into a new home is a beautiful thing. And we take it very personal. We like to dedicate our service to show you how much we care about you.
Well, I agree. I think it's one of the most exciting things because it is their home and their family and all their memories and the significant amount of their money as well. Yes. So that's great. So why don't you tell us a little bit about how you work with different agents and all? Are you finding that this is a stronger market right now? Are you getting more escrows? Are we experiencing a good time right now in 2018?
California, never slow, never slow market. And it's always on the rise. And we have see some downfall. Sometimes you're the escrow, you know how the market goes and up and down. But I always have a high expectation for this real estate market.
Well, it has been busy, and I know I've just given you one, and hopefully we'll get another one in this week, which will be great.
Sure.
So why don't you tell us, how can people get in touch with you as an escrow officer if they need an escrow agent? If they're not using me as their realtor, at least they can use you as their escrow agent.
Right. We also take care of for sale by owner. If the buyer and seller, let's say they're next door neighbor, I want to buy your house. Sure, no problem.
It does happen.
Find me, and I will help you guide you through the proper documentation need to be done through escrow. Is for sale by owner is also acceptable. However, I always prefer to. For myself, I would prefer to have a real estate agent to guide me through, because there's always some part of the question I might have to go to my realtor. So.
Well, as a real estate agent and as an attorney, I always recommend you get a realtor.
Yes.
So, well, thank you so much, Peggy. It's been a great intro so people can understand a little bit more as an overview. And again, I hope that all of you go out there and you look for a piece of real estate and either give me a call or Peggy, and we will take care of you. All right. Have a great day.